I'm going to show you how to use, and all the viewers, how to use our 120-degree triangle. You can see that it's going to cut, you can cut strips from 1.5 inches up to 6.5 inches. And there's another line on here, or a statement that says place on fold of fabric. This dotted line you want to place on the fold of the fabric. And I'll show you why. I've cut my strip 3.5 inches, and I've placed that dotted line where it says place on the fold of the fabric. And what I've done is I have folded my fabric over. It's cutting it a little different than we normally cut with our strips. I'm going to cut along the diagonal edge. Open it up, and here you have your triangle. But what if you want to make your triangles half and half, two different fabrics? Well, now that I've cut this, I'm not going to place this side on the fold, but what I'll do is I'll flip our tool around, and I will place the horizontal line on the top of my strip, the flat edge on the bottom of my strip. This is aligned with the previous cut, and I will cut along the edge of the tool. Open it up, and you will have half of a triangle. Now I have to cut both of these pieces wrong sides together to get a pair. And here we have two triangles we'll sew together, and then we will have one 120-degree triangle. And when you're sewing the 120-degree triangles together, you're going to sew along the short angle. You're going to sew, I usually sew when I'm setting in these kinds of cuts because they're on the bias. I usually start from the outside edge, stitch to within 1/4 inch of the other edge. You don't want to stitch all the way to the end. You're going to fold it over, get that out of the way, and you're going to stitch again from outside to within 1/4 inch of the other side, of the other edge of the triangle. And then to sew your last seam, you're going to put your triangles together this way. Again, you're going to sew from the outside in. Make sure these are out of the way, and you're going to stitch from the outside edge to within 1/4 inch of the other side. And then you'll see how they come together really nicely at that point. And when you're pressing, you can press them open, kind of flip them around, and you don't have a big lump there. Let me show you some of the other things and some of the pieces we've made with our 120 degrees. This particular piece, if you can see, we've sewn green and red strips together and then cut those in the 120-degree angle and sewn them together. So each triangle is two fabrics sewn together. Then the outside pieces are half of that 120 degree. This particular one, we've sewn 3 pieces together and used a 60-degree triangle to set all around them and in the center. This particular one, again, we've sewn 3 strips together, set them off with 60 degrees and 2 120 degrees that were stitched down the center, the 2 pieces, all around the outside. And then a button was used in the center to just make a really pretty embellishment there. And then this one, we have 60-degree triangles, And this particular 120 degree, there were 3 strips sewn together vertically and then cut. So it just makes a really different look for that 120 degree triangle.